Alright, so here are two examples of my Stitch Witch persona. They're all drawn by dear friends of mine. So yeah, so basically this is the design element. So it's basically a top gathered at the bust. Basically, if you know Sophie from House Moving Castle, it's basically like that's her top right there. So with the sleeve that's gathered at the end, some cuffs, front button gathered at the bust. I also added like, oh, I can't really see with the screen. I'll throw on the actual reference of it like somewhere here. But yeah, so there's gonna be like a waistband that has like black floral. I had to figure out how to do that. I had to buy some last minute stuff. And of course I made things difficult for me by having a white petticoat. So I'll see. I have like a few already like white petticoats on him. So maybe I can use those for now. I already have a pattern, a pre-pattern in mind that I bought a while back for a project I thought I was gonna do. I was gonna like make Sophie actually from House Moving Castle, but I never had the chance to. So I still have the pattern for it. It's a PDF file I bought online on Etsy. I'll link like those below too. But yeah, I'm gonna modify that just to make it easier because usually I would draft or drape my own pattern, but that's gonna take a couple days, so I don't have the time for that right now, especially if I want to make this in time for it. So I'll go ahead and modify that pattern and go wash the fabric first, and then we can start. So I'll start on the pattern.
Later.
Alright, so I started off by doing the mock-up for the top. Probably not going to do the skirt portion only because I already know it's going to fit. As long as the waistline fits and everything else, then the skirt will be like an easy fit. So I'm actually surprised the pattern actually fits, mainly because I was worried the biggest size they have was just a little smaller than me, but I recently lost a lot of weight, so I actually fit in. Now it's actually a little loose on certain part, so I'm going to go ahead and just like take it in a bit. I think I'll just leave the chest the way it is, and the waist is perfect. I don't want to make it too fitted, so I'm trying to decide if I want to make the waistband separate, or do I want to like modify it, cut it here to add a waistband. I'm gonna be using a zipper, an invisible zipper, so I don't want it to be too bulky, so I'll have to figure out. But so far, this pattern's cute. I'm gonna keep this mock-up and use it for like future uses. But yeah, so I'll just take this apart, modify it, and go ahead and cut out the fabric. Alright, so I took off the mock-up and I basically undid everything and made all the markings and modification what I want to do to it. So I decided to just make this part of the dress after all. So I basically slit the top part and made like a waistband for it, so it'll be like the lower band, just so that it's all in one piece, so I don't have to like do like separate pieces and any bulkiness. So I have the main fabric, the flat lining and the underlining part, and I also have another fabric like a cotton sateen that I'll use for the waistband portion and the bow. So I have everything out here now, and I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting everything on the main fabric now that I know the mock-up fits. I'll probably add in like one pocket to the side because it's supposed to, the original pattern has like 2 pockets on both sides, but I have to like install it with the zipper, and that might take a bit. So we'll see. I say that, but I always say that it takes a while, but I probably might end up doing it, so we'll see. But either way, a pocket shall be added. And for the lace part that I have, we can't see it here because my ink kind of like blend everything, but there's the laces on like the waistband right here, and there's some trims lace on the cuffs and the collar. So luckily I already had all of that in my stash, so I didn't have to buy anything. I have some leftover like laces that I can use, and I also had these like really nice bridal ones that I think I got from like a stash donation bin from my my old school, and I have plenty of it, so I'm gonna use part of this for the waist. And other one, originally I don't have any lace trimming here. Oh, I think I have ruffles. Oh shit, I do have black ruffles. I might have to make the black ruffles and forego that, because it's either one or the other. I can't have two, and I love myself ruffles, so I can't say no. So I'll probably do ruffles, and to make it black, I'll dye it. Yeah, it's gonna be the fastest. Originally I'm gonna spray paint. I'm like, no, it's gonna make it like really thick. So I'm just gonna go ahead and RIT dye it, because that's the miracle wonders of RIT dyes, dyeing like plastic and poly these days. I hate when this happened. I knew the width of this fabric. Usually the Joann's like quilting fabrics, or their cotton ones, their calico ones series. They run in like a smaller width. So I think this is like a 42. Yeah, a 42. And then I count it as like a 4, give or take, it's like 40 total, because those inches take off like a couple inch for like the selvage edge. That's usually like the print stops like around the border right here, as you can see, like the edge here. So of course it doesn't fit, so I'm probably just gonna have to like readjust it. So it's just gonna be like I'll be losing 6 inch. So I'll probably just have to shrink it. If I have enough. No, I don't think I do. I only can cut two of this more. Luckily I grabbed 4 yards, because originally, like, if it was like a 50 something width, I could usually fit this all in like a 3 yard, but I had a feeling it was not all gonna fit, so I went with 4 yards. So I'll readjust the pattern for that, and hopefully it'll still have that like woo effect. Or I can do a circle skirt. Yeah, there's always that, but I had to wait for the hem, and I don't want to. So maybe I can do another gather one, where I usually, like in my other dress, I usually just cut like panels of rectangle. If I do that, it's definitely enough. I'll figure it out. We'll see by the end what I go with.
A few inches later.
Whoops, so it looks like I decided to choose having a wider, like floofier skirt over having enough to make the ruffles. So I cut 3 pieces, so that's enough. So when I gather it, it has like a really nice shape, silhouette to it that I want. But originally in the art, I had ruffles, pleated ruffles from the same fabric, but this is all that's left. Unless I want to go buy more, which I don't, because I don't have time. Yeah, so I'll probably just replace it with a different ruffle. So I'll probably do like some of the lace I have, or I can just do a black, like a different color. It doesn't have to be like this time. I might just do that, yeah, because I actually really do want the ruffle effect. But yeah, so I cut out the main fabric, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut out like the inner facing and the underlining and knot, and start piecing it all together. So I'm about to finish the top part, and I stitched everything together, and I realized I totally forgot to add on the ruffles for the sleeves and the neckline. Usually I would, before sewing everything together, I would put the ruffles between everything, like the cuffs and the collar, and then flip them out so the ruffle sticks up. I'm gonna have to go ahead and put the ruffles and trims like on now on the outside, so it won't be sandwiched between these fabric anymore, unfortunately. Luckily, like the ruffles, the trims, I can just gather them. It's like made out of like elastic lace, so even then if I put it in, it'll still look fine. There's like no fraying or anything, so I'll go ahead and put it on now. But yeah, I totally forgot about that part. Alright, so sewed on the black lace. I basically gathered it and put it on. It wasn't actually, it didn't look as bad as I thought it would without being sandwiched. Like, it's gonna be inside the collar anyway, so it'll look like this. So I'm just ironing it down to flatten it down, but yeah, I just had to gather it carefully and then really pinned it so I can sew it on evenly, because I have it's one of my like OCD that if it's just even slightly off, it bothers me. I would like take it off just to redo it. But yeah, turned out fine. I'm gonna go ahead and do the cuffs now. So the lace that I actually originally wanted to use is a little too big for the waistband, unfortunately, because it'll overlap into the fabric and I kind of don't want that to happen. And if I make the waistband any bigger, it's just gonna look awkward because I made it exactly so it fits like my area from my waist to just to like my navel. So I'm probably can't use this lace after all, unfortunately, which is a shame because I thought I can finally use it after having it for like many years. So I found another trim in my stash, the smaller flower here, that fits just perfectly onto it. I'll just go ahead and dye it black, and I'll either actually I never thought about how to put it on. I guess I can use like some type of heat and bond, or I'll probably just have to hand tack it or just sew around it following the stitches. So after I dye it, I'll figure it out. But yeah, so I probably have to stick with this flower.
Eventually.
So another update, I've just finished gathering both the skirt for the lining part and the outer, and I was gathering this lace I had, and I didn't have enough to make the ruffles. I gathered it and it was only enough to cover like not even halfway through the skirt. So I'm gonna have to just forego the ruffle part and just sew it normally. So even though I can't get the ruffles on the bottom, at least when the skirt at the waistline is gathered, so it still gives it that nice like gather overall on the skirt. If I had more time, or if I wasn't making this for this weekend, I probably would have just like got more fabric to make the ruffles, but it's fine. I kind of like the overall like the lace contrast. My other lace for the waistband part is done dyeing. I'm just letting it dry off right now and I can put it on. Right now I'll probably just attach the skirt and stuff, and then after I put everything on I can put on the zipper. I only ended up adding one pocket to one side because if I added pockets to the other side I have to sew it on the zipper first and so on, and like I really don't want to do that right now. One pocket's fine. I made it a little too thick, so it's a little heavy, but it won't weigh down the skirt as bad. I think it's just enough to make maybe stick in my phone if my phone doesn't weigh it down. But yeah, like, you know, some small stuff. So that's neat. Other than that, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and attach the skirt, and I'll see, maybe last minute I'll deck it out some more. I still need to add buttons on the cuffs and button closure on the front right here. So I hope I have more button covers because originally I want to use my button covers to make buttons from the same fabric. So I'll check. If not, I'll see what kind of buttons I have, but one or the other should work.
2 hours later.
So I just finished putting together the lining piece to the outer fabric, and some part was actually tedious because the way I did it, there was like an anchor point where I couldn't like sew past, because if I did that then I can't flip things inside out. And I made it, I forgot what was the term, but most of it I did it so the lining isn't really like fully connected to the inside. It's only connected by like certain points. I totally forgot the term. It's literally like 4 in the morning. But yeah, so I put everything together. I flipped it inside out, and now I just have to put in the zipper part on the outer fabric and then sew the lining seams to it, like a sandwich basically, and then put on all the buttons, and I think that's it. I think the measurement is a little big now that I'm looking at it for my waist size, so I'm probably gonna put like a little eyelet on the back and like some pull strings, just so that I can like tie it like a fake corset, but at least it'll like cinch in the waist a bit. Cause yeah, it looks a little big on me right now. I think it's stretched out a bit because this is sateen, yeah, and it has like a bit of stretches, so I think like it's stretched out just a little bit, so I don't want it to be too baggy on my waist, so I probably might just add that lacing in the back. But yeah, under that, like, it looks actually really nice. I really love it. I just gonna put buttons here, buttons on these cuffs right here, and the bottom. It's nice. I'm kind of bothered with this center seam. I didn't have enough fabric to do four fabrics to gather, so I only was able to do 3. So the seam's awkwardly placed in the center, but you can't really see because it's just blended in, luckily. And I also put on the flower lace here. I dyed it and it turned out black. It looks really nice. I ended up using a heat and bond on this, so then I peel off the outer layer and then I can just put it right on. So it sticks on perfectly because I couldn't really do the stitching on it without making it look kind of ugly. So this method just keeps it more clean. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and put on the zipper.
Dark midnight.
So I just finished putting on the zipper on the outside fabric. Now I'm gonna go ahead and hand tack the lining to the zipper. This is one of the ways I do it so I don't cause like any bulk, especially if there's like gather in the waistband. That's the thing with invisible zipper, is that it's mainly like meant for like more like lightweight fabric. It doesn't really do well with like heavy ones because the more thicker the fabric, the more it's just a really hard time pulling it up versus like an all-purpose zipper where like the zipper, the handle puller is like a little thicker, so it's just easier in general. So and the zipper part is like a little like different, the teeth and all. But yeah, so this is what the inside looks like, and this is like the outer on the inside. I just really love a good clean like lining all together, how like the inside looks just as nice as the outside. So I'm really proud of this, doing this like within a couple days. I'm trying to finish this before tomorrow, mainly because tomorrow's Friday, but the event's not till Sunday, but I'm getting my booster shot just tomorrow morning, so I want to have a day of like, you know, recovery and everything like that, and by Saturday I should have this done. So here's to all. Okay, so everything is almost done. I'm just needing to add on the buttons over there that I did with the button cover. So originally I was gonna just do like, you know, buttonholes for the cuffs and the neckline, but I felt like it was just faster for me to do snaps and I didn't have to pull out my machine and set everything up. So I basically just did snaps, and what I'm gonna do is just basically put the buttons over it. So the button's gonna be non-functional, but everything is still gonna have like closures, and because I just use snaps to like basically attach everything. So that actually went a little faster for me, and I felt like it was less tension on the fabric when it does like the pulling. So I did everything with snaps, and I'm gonna go ahead and sew on the buttons, and everything is gonna be done, and hopefully when I put this on, everything will look okay. So I also added like a low waist cincher to help with by adding like a eyelet and ribbon so that I can tighten anytime I want like to adjust the waistline, because as I mentioned, I feel like the waistline's a little big for me right now. So having that would help, because right now like my weight and everything is kind of like just on and off, so it either fluctuates or it just either shrinks. So I'd rather just have that right now, just in case I need to have any like change in measurements. Honestly, this is like the cutest thing so far. I just love having this in the back. It just gives it that look in the back, because originally it was a little bit bare, but having this just give it that really nice touch. So even if I don't get to use it, it's just like a nice decorative thing to look at.
Meanwhile.
Alright, so the only problem with wearing all black is that everything kind of blends in, but it's all finished, and the fit is just so nice. I'm really glad I added in that waist cincher on the back for the tie, just so that it's cinching my waist more, because it is a little loose on this area. So I'm glad I have that. Overall, it's really cute. Let me see if I can get the angle here. I can twirl. Yeah, so it's really nice. It's just how my design is, so how I envision it to be. So the only problem I have is with the collar. I might remove the lace because I just don't like the way it looks. I don't know if you see it. It's kind of blended in. It's just kind of like, it looks like it's kind of a clutter. So I'm gonna remove it. I think the collar is just a little too tall, so it's covering my neck. I usually try not to do it like that, only because when I have no neck, it just looks awkward. It's just like a head. So I had that problem a few times when making either cosplays or garment and the neck's not there. It just looked really awkward. So I'm gonna remove the trim and maybe shorten it. If not, I'll just have it removed completely and add in like a shorter trim in the future. Maybe I'll shorten it now. So we'll see if I have time. It's like the day before I'm wearing it. So we'll see. But other than that, like aside from the collar, everything fits very nicely. I really love how it looks overall. It's just, I can't wait to like make, oh yeah, so I have to make the bow, yeah, the headpiece with it, and I think with that, everything's just gonna look really nice, so I'll see. You know what? It's actually a good thing I had this after all to make it loose, because this zipper is broken now. I have no idea what happened. It just doesn't go down anymore. It got stuck here, and I'm actually really annoyed because I spent this, usually the zipper is like the longest to install, because I sewed it on and then I hand tacked the lining to the zipper, and now it's just stuck right here. I can feel the teeth, one of the teeth bent, so maybe that's why. So that's annoying because I don't want to go back and do that. Maybe I'll do it later, but for now I'm just gonna have to do a pullover. Luckily it slides through because the collar is wide enough to fit my neckline, and I have this to tighten it after, so that's great. I'm actually annoyed. So I'll deal with this another time, because the more I spend on it, the more irritated I get. I just don't want to. Lol, JK, I said I wouldn't want to deal with it, but it's just not me. It bothers me, and I'm gonna go ahead and fix it. What I did was I basically took out the original invisible zipper, chucked that away because two of the teeth is pretty much dented and broken, so I can't fix that. And so I'm gonna decide to use an all-purpose one, because that's gonna be much better to work with, and it's more durable and strong. And I made it just in time the night before I'm heading out tomorrow. It's like 2 in the morning, yeah, so just enough time to do some cleaning, snip off any thread. But yeah, I replaced the trim on the collar here. Originally I just don't like the first one because I think it was just too big, so it just kind of like flops around and just covers like the collar, and it just blends in because it's also black. So the smaller one really works. And I also replaced the zipper, the side zipper, because originally I couldn't get in and out of it unless I used the cincher corset thing I put on the belt in the back. But it all worked out, and she's all done. It's so cute. I love her. This is my Stitch Witch persona. I'll probably do a little more tacking on this later, because I did heat and bond, but some of the petals will eventually like peel off. And I did tack a little bit on the part that might peel off, but I'll do some more tacking later. So yeah, modified from a pattern, gathered here, the gathered waist, and I love the waistband. Did fake buttons, and did mostly a lot of snaps, because I think that works better and it stays on more than the button, because sometimes the button just kind of shifts around with the buttonhole, and especially like if I'm in a hurry, I don't want to mess up the buttonhole in any way, because once they're sewn on, it's kind of just leave like the whole markings in there. And the cuffs are cute, and here are the trims on the bottom as well. It's just slightly a little different from my original design, but it's still like exactly what I'm looking for, like design wise with the sketches. So very happy with it, can't wait to wear her. And then after that I worked on, this is the wig I'll be wearing for her, and I worked on the bow. So for my Stitch Witch, I think I have like a few designs in both her, so I'll probably make a few later, but I'll switch off depending on like what style I'm going for. For this one I'm probably gonna go with like this drawing over here, which was drawn by my lovely friend Kagura. So I'm gonna go with this bow just because I want it to stand out. And yeah, and after that I think I'm done. I think eventually I kind of want to make a witch hat for this as well. Maybe get the same fabric for it because I don't have any more of that, and just make like a cute small hat for it as well. So I'm gonna have like different varieties of like head accessories. Alright, so I'm already all dressed up and in, just waiting for my friend to pick me up, and then we're heading off to the Dickens Faire. I'm super excited because it's my first one back in a long time, and well, it's actually the first one back since the panini and everything, so I'm super excited to see everything again. And yeah, let's go. we just finished going to the Dickens Faire. Me and Mariah here. Thank you for going with me and taking me. Hey. Anyways, I expected it to be dark outside because everything, when we entered there, everything was like pitch black dark, so I had no time to I have no sense in time whatsoever, so I just felt tired in there and it just felt like it was nighttime. But yeah, when we got out it's still bright. But yeah, we're heading out, probably go get some Denny's because, you know, we need food and Denny's the best place, I guess. Why are we going to Denny's again, Mariah?
Because it's fucking trash.
Oh yeah, because we're trash, so it's trash, so that makes sense. Yeah, so anyways, that's it for this vlog and making this dress. But yeah, thank you all so much, and leave a like and subscribe, smash that button if you want to watch more. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, but yeah, see you on my next video. Bye.
A few moments later.
We're here. Thanks, Mariah.